been a while since I made a video for the YouTube. And the reason is I've been looking and searching for just the right mod pack to play through. And I think I've stumbled across it. Welcome to Create Astral, Space Reborn. This mod pack is available on the CurseForge launcher and runs on Fabric. You start out, you have to make wine. You're like, what the heck does wine making have to do with going to space? I thought the same thing until I made wine, and I made a winery. And in the winery, we brew beer. And by doing that, we unlock this magical box called a bartering box. And if you put stuff in here, these people give you stuff back. And I was lucky enough to get the best trade of them all. Dried bud. With that, I knew that I was going to the moon. We've all done our fair share of tree punching and watching people punch trees, so I'm going to spare you from that. We're starting out at the end of chapter 2 because I wanted to share with you guys the automations that I've come up with to make andesite alloy, iron, copper, and tin. The mod pack author does a great job of walking you through chapter 1 and chapter 2. It doesn't tell you how to do these create automations. So hopefully these will help inspire you to create something better or steal what I made. I guess the right term would be borrow. But don't borrow this from me because for power, I'm using water wheels. A lot of them. As far as the eye can see. Your eyes are a telescope. But we're making a decent amount of power out of those water wheels, and we're using the majority of it. The problem is, there's no nether in this pack. Or so I found out. Apparently this guy thinks there is, though. So there's a problem. No brass and no blaze so far. So I'm limited on what we can use for these automations. And maybe I should have waited till we get to the moon and hopefully find blaze on the moon. Don't worry, you're not confused. That's definitely the sun. And this is definitely the first contraption that I made with the Create mod. Lava and water, when they meet over top of bedrock, you get andesite, stone, diorite, and granite. We've got a windmill bearing, windmill sails that go all the way up. If I can get up. To the surface. These two portable storage interfaces interact. They drop down here, and I was storing them in these boxes, and I'm still using cobblestone for what we're about to get into. Speaking of these boxes, these are called crude storage units. They work pretty much the same way as storage drawers do. Now, this is the first time I'm playing a mod pack on Fabric, and one of the cool things about these is you can automate these to push and pull. So if we click on this wrench here, then click on here, we can send these items that are in this box by clicking this twice, making it orange, and then turn an auto output on. Then we got to go to this one and let it know that it's going to take from the left. Boom, auto input, and all the stuff goes over here. You left click to pull stuff out, right click to put it in. That makes for some tighter automations. And the cool thing about them is with the wrench, you can shift, click on it, picks it up, and it keeps its contents. And they help to keep things a little bit tighter when you're using them with the Create mod. For instance, right here, we're washing gravel. Gravel gives you flint and iron nuggets. And these boxes are set up to pull directly from the belt. Not only will they interact with a belt, they'll also interact with Create machines. This cobblestone's being fed left and right into both of these millstones, and then down below here, I'm feeding basins directly from the box. Now let me put it in, I guess, spectator mode to break down these contraptions. Scratch the spectator mode, we're sticking with survival. Let's start with andesite alloy and how I automated the andesite alloy. To make this, you need andesite, clay, and iron nuggets. Then all three of them go into a basin, and with a mechanical mixer, turns it into andesite alloy, but a liquid version. So on here I have a seared faucet, and then I also have a filter in here set to only allow this basin and mixer combo to make this liquid andesite alloy. Comes out this seared faucet. Above here I have a block with a lever that's always on. So whenever this makes andesite alloy, it pours out into this seared casting table with an ingot cast on there, and then this block is pulling it out the front. Now let's talk about the andesite, how we're getting that. Let me climb up here because I have this off right now, but if I turn that on, that activates this mechanical drill. I have lava and water that are touching over top of a triple compressed andesite block. So every time it breaks, it gives you a piece of andesite. Perfect. Now, that lever is because I don't have access to brass yet. So ultimately, once I find blaze, I can make brass. And then we can configure this so that it runs whenever this needs andesite, it'll turn that on and it'll feed it properly. But above here, I have two normal cobblestone generators. Lava and water, when they meet, make cobblestone. Use the drill, you break it, boom, and then it falls down. One is being collected behind this box that you can't see, and the other one is going into this box that you can see. But ultimately, they both get turned into gravel. And the one gravel is being used and washed for iron nuggets right here. And then I have it set up. This is kind of difficult to get around, but I have it set up using that box to collect it from the belt, sends it up here, drops it out this funnel, into this chute, boom, shoots it down into this box right here, and this box is behind that basin. Hopefully this is making sense. Now, the other gravel is being used. Let me grab some of this and some of this. If I put gravel in here and flint in there, you can see that the gravel and flint mix and get stamped with a mechanical press, and they get pulled out, and that turns it into cobbled deep slate. Now that cobbled deep slate comes along here. I have lava and then another setup with flint that's feeding it with a mechanical deployer. It has to go around 3 times, and then it turns it into this crimsite stuff. So what I did was I have this belt wrapping around, and then I'm pulling them in and pulling them back out, because if this thing gets overloaded, this will be like a buffer chest. So the pieces that aren't complete won't clog up this belt, and the pieces that are done, gotta wait. What timing? The pieces that are done get sucked right into here. Now with these 3 things, this is your iron, this is your copper, and this is your tin. You take these and you put them and run them through a millstone, and you get raw ore out the bottom. Let's talk about, let's go back over to here now. This is getting confusing. The cobblestone gets pulled out, drops onto the belt, lava, fans blow out, turn it into stone. We've all done that, right? Then up here, I have 4 cobblestone generators. Those are feeding 2 different lines. I have a separate line in the middle, which is being spun by these cogwheels with millstones that turn it into sand, and then another line on the outside here that turn it into sand as well. The sand gets washed with water right here, and we get clay. Boom. Clay goes in here. The clay is being fed to this seared melter, which is being heated by a heater. which is being fed charcoal. And that is my constant source of liquid clay. Pouring it out, seared faucet, got the lever above, stone block gets fed into this seared casting basin. Boom, that pours on top of there, and then you get this stuff, seared stone. Take this seared stone, and you need it to make azurine, which is the tin, and viridium, which is the copper. For the copper, you have to pour lava on top of it. So for lava, this is one of the things that I started early on. I just have a little dripstone farm set up right here. Boom, we're making lava. I have a pump house right here, which is powered by, you'll never guess, but water wheels. And that is pumping the lava from these cauldrons into this fluid container. And then I'm pulling it out and using it over here to make crimsite and also the viridium. Same deal, seared faucet, lever, boom, pulls it, pours it on there, takes a little bit of time, turns it into the viridium, and then this one is just water. You take the water and you pour it over top of seared stone, and I'm getting water from our lake that we built on top of, with just a regular Create pump. Boom, shoots it into this tank, seared faucet, pours it on there, done. And that is how I'm getting iron, andesite, copper, and tin. Now let's move on to going to the moon. Path to the moon is pretty well documented by the modpack author. And the two tips that I wanted to share are you need this thing, the Explorer's Compass. They touch on this in the book. But the two things that you want to search for are you need to find shimmer. So you're going to search Shimmer Lake. Click this, hit search, and it'll point you in the right direction. And the other thing that you need to find is moon stone. And you find that right here, moon earth, moon debris. Click that, search it, and it'll take you to one of them. Dig up the moonstone, smelt it back down from the cobblestone. We need 10 pieces of this. So I'm going to feed them right into this seared casting basin. I've already picked up multiple buckets of shimmer. I've loaded this with shimmer. We need to pour that on top of the moonstone, and it should convert it into a moon portal frame. Back to the dried bud we go. It certainly takes its sweet old time. We have our first piece of shimmering stone. Perfect. Now, let me put this back in here because we need to do one other thing. We need to take this redstone chip. We had to make 2 of them. One for the spacesuit, and we're going to use one right now. I need to take 9 of these diamonds. Need to make a diamond block. We need a flint and steel. I don't need a whole stack of them, but I guess we'll take a stack. We need a flint and steel. We also need a bucket. That shimmer stuff. We're going to take all 3 of these. 4 of these, rather. We're going to take the bucket of shimmer, dump it in there. We're going to add the redstone chip, block of diamond, flint and steel. That's going to do a thing. We have, what is this called? Astral conduit. We're going to use this to light the moon portal frame in 10 years when we have 10 pieces. And while we wait on that, let me give a quick breakdown of this here. This is called an electrolyzer. They show you a picture of how to build this multi-block structure in the mod quest book. But what you have to do is you have to feed it water on one side of the block. There's 2 sides that are exposed. Feeding it water on one side of the block, this machine turns the water into oxygen, pump out the oxygen, and feed it into an oxygen loader. And then you can take your chest piece, your spacesuit, and pop it right in here, and it fills it with oxygen. And I think it's time to put on our spacesuit, and hopefully look as cool, as Bubbles does. Oh yeah. Can I eat through the mask? Absolutely. And we finally have our 10 shimmer stone to build the moon portal frame. I'm going to put it right here next to the nether portal that doesn't work. I'm going to use this astral conduit to light it. We could go to the moon, but first, I have a cat. It's not Knuckle. We're gonna bring him to the moon with us. Come on, bud. Why are you going out? He knows, dude. He knows. He said, oh, no. Come on. You're going to the moon. I hope you're ready. He ain't coming in here. One small step for mankind. If YouTube let me play music, I would. Made it to the moon. There's slime here. Is there blaze here? Because I brought bottles of wine. And I think now is a good time to wrap up today's episode, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Y'all have fun. And peace. Look at all this stuff it gave us. Thank you so much. And a new chapter, Remnants of Lost Civilization. I think this might be a pack we play. Don't worry, he's still safe.